Hey guys, this is Woodshop Junkies, and in today's video I'm going to look at a very simple solution for removing metal objects out of heaps of sawdust. Alright guys, so in my previous video I started taking apart my workshop in preparation for my brand new layout or my brand new vision for 2023. I've got some temporary benches set up in the meantime, so I'm at least able to work, but before I can really get dug in, I first need to do a proper cleanup. Starting with the workshop floor. Now for me it's a little bit more complicated than just sweeping everything together and chucking it in the bin, because I've got quite a bit of hardware hidden in between all this sawdust. Things that can probably be reused or have never been used and just somehow found its way onto the floor. Maybe even some slightly more valuable items that I may not have realized I dropped, and it simply got swallowed up by the desert of dust. Now the quickest and the easiest solution is probably tying a magnet to a piece of string and dragging it along the floor like I'm fishing for screws. But I think with a little bit more effort I can come up with a much more elegant solution. Okay, so first up, instead of normal ceramic or ferrite magnets, I'm going to be using rare earth magnets. And the ones I'm using might be smaller in surface area, but they are a lot stronger. Now the magnet I'm going to be using has a hole in the center, which makes it easier to mount to things, and the force is directional, so it will work quite nicely for the intended application. And to increase the effective working surface of my magnetic floor sweep, I'm going to be using 4 magnets spaced evenly. To make it easier to handle the magnets, I'm going to embed them into a square piece of 1/2 inch or 12mm plywood. Right, so at this stage the embedded magnets collect small pieces of metal and screws quite nicely, but I obviously don't want to go crawling around on the floor on my hands and knees to collect all the pieces laying around. So next I'm going to add a handle to this block. For the handle arm, I'm going to be using a piece of 19mm or 3/4 inch aluminium round tubing, and to seat the tubing on the base I'm going to layer 2 pieces of plywood together and bore a hole that can accommodate the pipe. Now, to make it a bit more comfortable to use the tool, I'm going to make a handle using the same plywood layering process and mount it to the pipe. Now, the handle is a little bit unnecessary because I can use the tool by holding onto the pipe, but I think a handle would be a nice touch. This time, however, instead of using 2 pieces of 18mm or 3/4 inch plywood, I'm using 1 piece of 18mm plywood in the center and layering 9mm pieces on the outside. This is to give me a narrower, more comfortable handle. Okay, so this is more or less what the tool is going to look like. I still need to secure the handle and the sweep to the pipe, but I will get to that in a moment. Now, as is, the tool can be used. But as is, the tool is definitely far from perfect, because now when I use it, I'm going to have to pick off the metal from the magnets one by one, which is going to be tedious, and metal shavings is bound to build up around the magnets. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a container that will fit over this unit, and when I use it, I can remove the container and all the metal in one go. Before I get to that, I'm quickly going to take a second to secure the handle pipe or the handle extension, and I'm going to do this in a way that will make the fixing non-permanent. Then I will be able to swap out the length of pipe to swap the tool between a floor version and a handheld version to give me additional versatility. The handheld version will be more for clearing bench tops or collecting fasteners. The base of the container needs to be as thin as possible and non-magnetic, so it doesn't impede the magnet's ability to attract metal. So I'm going with a very thin piece of 3mm plexiglass. To increase efficiency, adding and removing the container needs to be fairly effortless, because this is going to be done quite often while using the tool. That's why I'm going with a type of hook latch mechanism. But the hook latch mechanism alone won't be enough to properly secure the container to the tool. That's why I need to add some sort of locking mechanism as well. So for the locking mechanism, I'm going to embed washers into the plexiglass. This means that when the container is added or hooked and latched to the tool, the washers will be attracted by the magnets, keeping the container in place. Okay, and that's pretty much it for my DIY magnetic floor sweep, and I actually can't believe how much hardware was hidden in all that sawdust. My DIY floor sweep might be a little bit overkill in design, but it wasn't very difficult to make and I had a lot of fun doing so. Most importantly, it does what it was designed to do, so I'd say this project is a success. Some of you guys are probably thinking I should have added wheels to the tool to keep it at a constant height off the floor when using the tool. But the tool itself is so light it's not really difficult to keep it at a constant height when operating. So I think wheels would have been unnecessary. But that's pretty much it for this video. My workshop floor is clean. I might do some repair work and give it a coat of paint, but I'm basically ready to move over to my next project. If you are new to my channel and you want to see what I get up to in the future, remember to subscribe. For now, however, thank you so much for watching. Till next time, cheers.